Today guys, we're heading to the charity shop capital, Shirley. There's actually 15 charity shops on the same street, so I thought today we'd go test it out, see if more charity shops means more pickups. If not, there are a few towns to hit up on the way back. Right guys, so the first two charity shops are right next to each other. That's kind of how Shirley's set up. They're in little clusters. In the window of the Acorns shop, I saw this jelly cat. It was £6. I shouldn't have picked it up because it wasn't retired, but I thought it was at the time. We also found this. Any Brum reseller watchers, if you know, you know. The old Thunderbirds. That was a bit too expensive. But we sold a jelly cat for £200 the other day. So I was very happy to find that. Inside the shop, however, there were some cool jumpers. I didn't actually pick any of them up because they were just a little bit, not dull, but they weren't exciting enough. I kind of wanted to ask you guys whether you pick up those Gabici jumpers, because it's not a brand I've already picked up before, but I want to know if you guys know whether it sells well. Then we headed into Scope, and I did pick up a few bits here. We found this YSL polo, nice like stripe design. I think I've got the exact one, but this one is new with tags, and it was £8. And these usually go for about 50. However, the ones we've had have been really slow sellers. I'm hoping because this is brand new with tags and we're coming up to Christmas, it will do a bit better. This was a really cool spot, an animal bag. I thought that was £45 because charity shops, their prices are going up, but it was actually £4.50. Any like skatewear, surfwear, kind of accessories are quite hard to find. So if you find it cheap, it's usually worth picking up. This next shop had some cool like grandma sweaters. They were quite expensive. I don't know, there was definitely meat on the bone. Like if this is the kind of stuff that you like to sell on your Depop shop, then they would have been worth it, because when we do sell them, they go for between like 30 to 60, and most of these were about the £10 mark. They're just really cool. There's like a really nice like cottage core audience on Depop that love picking these up, and you can just tell like the person that made these put hours into them. The details are really cool. With this one, you've got this cool like outdoorsy like floral pattern, and look at those buttons. They look very cool, very grandma vibes. Um, but yeah, I feel like these jumpers sell really slow for us, so I didn't want to pick them up. But someone else could do really well with them, definitely. Above it, however, I was really tempted by this. West Coast choppers, like workwear jacket, proper biker vibes, obviously, because it's West Coast choppers, but it was made in USA. It was £25 now, and yeah, look at that back hit, really cool. Just like eBay comps weren't too convincing. There was nothing sold, and people were listing them for about 70, so not really worth it. On to the next three charity shops. This first one was pretty sick, to be honest. We found like Hockers and some cool like Nike shoes. They were expensive though. Like if you was buying them for yourself, they'd be perfect, but to resell, there wasn't any meat on the bone really, especially when you got fees involved. However, like yeah, it was kind of like a physical eBay shop, if you get what I mean. They even had a graded trading card, which when charity shops are getting integrated uh trading cards, something's up. Yeah, these prices were pretty decent. If they had these listed online, then I feel like they would sell, but if it's just a random shop with these items, then I don't know how fast they're going to sell them. For any like new resellers as well, they had this photography system, which would have been decent to like get your setup sorted. I did, however, pick up this Santa Cruz t-shirt. It was £8, which is quite expensive, really. They only go for like 20, but I like picking up my skateboarding stuff, so I thought I'd give it a go. I was so tempted by this Arc'teryx coat. It was like Gore-Tex, a really nice colour, but the size really let it down, being an extra small women's. It was £80 as well, but I had one recently and it sold for 215, so there probably would have been meat on the bone, but yeah, just quite a lot to put into one item. This Timberland jumper was really cool. I probably should have picked it up, but it was a knitted jumper. I feel like more of the like sweatshirt material ones do a lot better, so I did leave it. And then there was this True Religion pair of jeans. Again, they didn't have the pockets, it was just like stitched. There was so many cool items, but there was just like one little detail to them, which just meant that I didn't want to pick them up, which is a shame, really. These bags were really sick. They were like reworked Levi's jeans into like a little carrier bag. If these had a strap to them, I definitely would have snapped them up. But at £4 without a strap, I just can't see people using them, so I can't see there being that much demand for them. But it's a really cool idea, especially if you've got like proper unwearable jeans to make them into these bags. Is a really cool idea. But yeah, I left them, unfortunately. These jeans were really cool, to be fair. I love the colour of them. They were £15 and Armani jeans. It's not a brand that I've really picked up before, so I didn't know if it was really worth the go. But I was looking them up, and they were going for like 20, so yeah, not worth it. This kind of shocked me a little bit. It was a designer rail, and they had this obviously fake Ralph Lauren t-shirt. It's £6 as well. Like, you only need to go on a tag guide and you'd know that that is just a basic t-shirt with Ralph Lauren printed on it. I just, like, fakes are illegal. I don't know how charity shops slip up like that, to be honest. This, however, was an absolute banger. A mountain equipment, like, puffer coat. This is actually sold already for £100. And there was also another one in there, which was women's, but I didn't get a clip of it. Before I head off to the next town, I just wanted to kind of talk about that one shop. There was some crazy bits in there. There was an Arc'teryx coat for 80. There was Mulberry. There was loads of barber coats, but they were all priced up. If you was buying it for yourself, they were probably pretty good prices, especially the Arc'teryx coat. There's some on eBay that had sold for like 150, but that was them taking an offer, so you can't actually see how much. I don't know, it just probably wasn't worth picking up, especially when you have to pay that much for the item. I know I'm going to kind of regret it because I probably could have got 150, maybe 200, because it was a really nice colour. But you just got to think, like, with that £80, I could buy so many items and, like, make so much more. So it's one of those. I'm gonna gonna head off now. But yeah, it was cool to see such like really nice items in one shop. Just a shame I couldn't buy any of them. There was the Hoka shoes as well. There was some really nice Nike shoes. Hopefully they've actually got them listed online, because if it's just like a random charity shop in Shirley selling all of these, I don't know how many eyes are actually going to get onto it. But if they've got them online, then they may as well aim for those kind of prices, because they'll definitely get it. I did kind of expect a little bit more, but we still picked up a few items, so I'm not too bothered. We have got some more towns to hit, so let's get onto those. Moving on to the next couple of towns that I hit up, I found this Ralph Lauren shirt. I just really like the colours of this. I thought it would be perfect for Christmas Day, so I've actually picked it up for myself. There were actually a couple of other Ralph Lauren shirts in there. They were quite like, I don't know if they were really old tags or fake. I haven't really like looked into them too much, but I stick to the ones that I know. So these might have just been really old Ralph Lauren pieces. They were pretty basic, and I like to go for the more like funky, massive size kind of Ralph Lauren shirts if I'm picking them up. These were a bit basic for me, but I don't know, still cool. This was an absolute shocker, really. At £16, I thought I was a bit of an idiot for picking this up. It's Harley Davidson. Just love the Harley Davidson stuff. I thought I might have been able to get like £30 for it, but it actually sold for 70 on eBay. I don't really know how I managed to get that, but you have to just take those kind of sales when they come. I priced it high and someone just bought it. There was the Nike hoodie, but I just left that. It was too expensive. Next shop, I found the Mountain t-shirt. I love picking these up when I can, because they do quite well on Depop for like the £20 to £25 mark. This was actually from 1998, and it's an XL, so just a really good item to pick up. and only 50p. This next piece, though, I think is fake. It was £1 and a brand I've never really picked up. Napa Pajeri. I think that's right. I might have just butchered it though. Yeah, it's just a really weird, like waffly knit jumper. At £1, I thought it's worth the research alone. Then finally, this shop also had this Gant coat, more of like a country jacket with a leather collar. I really like this with like a lining as well to it. Yeah, very cool item. It was £3.50. I ended up selling this quite cheap for like £20. I think they usually go for about double that, but since I paid only £3.50 for it, I was happy to just get it moving. And then I found another fake item, some Yeezys. These are so expensive to buy brand new. So if they fit me, I was tempted to get them for myself. I just love this color scheme to the like Yeezy, say 500s or 700s, something like that. But yeah, they're sick, but I left them because they were fake and too small. I did, however, find this really nice, healthy stack of pieces to pick up. Starting off with these Realtree cargos. They've actually sold for £30 already. If you can find anything Realtree at the minute, it sells so well because it's so popular, especially on Depop. Um, yeah, Deer Hunter as well, I think, is a decent brand. I might have been able to get a little bit more, but I was happy to get them moving. And then there was this weird fish, like collared sweatshirt. It was a 2XL as well, so a really good size. If you can find those kind of sizes, there's a bit more demand because they're quite hard to find. Um, yeah, this said that it was sold as seen and only £5 because there's this minuscule little mark on the shoulder, but it kind of blended in with the shirt. It was random. This was pretty funky as well. What did I pay? £9. That's quite expensive, really, for a Gant fleece. It was pretty subtle branding on it, just on the collar there, but I thought it was a cool item. And Gant is quite a good brand to pick up to sell on eBay. Usually, you can get between like £30 and 40 for these kind of jumpers. This was quite a rogue buy from me. I couldn't really research it in the shop, but I was quite happy that I did pick it up. It was £6 by this brand Trashian. I just love that embroidery to it. I've never seen a shirt like it, so I thought it was cool. And it was more like a woolly material. They actually go for like £30, so a good pickup. And then there was this Ralph Lauren shirt. This was proper like Christmas festive color scheme vibes to it. £3.50 as well. I thought that was an absolute bargain, so we snapped that up. And then I picked up this Dickies fleece. Now £5.99. I probably shouldn't have picked this up because Dickies is so oversaturated at the minute. And to actually buy this stuff brand new, it's really cheap. So I don't know. I feel like Dickies is getting a bit caught up when it like first became popular. You could sell this stuff for crazy money, but it's one to be a bit more wary with. And then finally, I picked this Burberry scarf up. It's all legit. It's actually made from cashmere and wool, and I paid £40, which is a bit mad. But after that Arc'teryx coat I left behind, I wanted a big purchase in this video, so I went for it. I saw solds of about £100, and this is actually sold for £135, so a good pickup. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great Christmas, and I'll hopefully catch you next one.